Today we're going to be looking at shields for close combat weapons for BattleTech.
Yes, this is our last actual weapony one. And it's a doozy.
Yeah, they sound very interesting, so let's take a look.
I'm going to do that every time.
Alright, so shields come in three different sizes.
Three different sizes.
Three different sizes.
Oh dear. This is another slightly complicated one, but it is very, very cool. Very cool. And I dare you to use them. I dare you to use them because they're awesome. So you've got large, medium, and small shields. And basically what your shield is what it says on the box. It's a shield. You end up with like a big hunk of metal stuck to the arm of your mech, and you use that to block incoming damage, both physical and direct damage.
So it has tonnage and it has critical spaces. So it is equipment in that location.
Yep, definitely. It's got, well, we'll bing a little shield table up. Bing. Fireworks. So you'll see there they have a size, a DA, which is damage absorbance, a DC, which is damage capacity, a shield bash modifier, and a mobility modifier. Speak English, Tarron. So the damage absorbance goes down as you go down in size, and they all basically go down as you go down in size. So you go from a large one, which is basically a big knight's like tower shield type thing, probably, down to a small one, which is more like an archer's buckler or something like that. So it's just a simple shield. Now you are declaring at the end of your movement phase one of three options for defensive modes. 3 shields, 3 defensive modes.
What's the third 3? Ooh, everything comes in 3s, doesn't it?
Crap. There's a third 3, the world explodes. Watch out, people.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't talk
DA of the small one, look at that. Oh
my god. No, it's too easy.
Okay.
Stop trying to end the world.
But I want it. Okay, so you have 3 modes that you're allowed to pick from. You can have active defense, passive defense, or inactive defense. Now we'll start with the easy one. So inactive defense is where you just have the shield on your arm and you're still doing all your stuff and everything like that.
Sounds like blasé defense to me.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. The only thing it's really going to protect is that arm. Okay, so if somebody shoots at you and happens to roll that arm as the location, it'll ping off your shield. Well, it will be reduced by the DA. Okay, so that damage absorbance reduces the amount of damage that is done to the locations that are being protected. In this case, just your arm.
Yeah.
So if you have, for instance, a medium shield on your left arm and you are using it in inactive mode and someone rolls your arm location, then the damage from that weapon attack will be reduced by 5, which is cool. I mean, that's a medium laser.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a medium laser. It'll hit the shield and it reduces the DC, which is the damage capacity, by 1 every time it gets hit.
So that's how many times it can get hit before it's basically useless.
That's basically what it is.
How much damage.
Yep. So DA is how much damage it takes away from a hit.
Yep.
And DC is how many times it can do that.
Yep.
Basically.
Now I think it was important to note that if you have like a cluster table weapon, so long-range missiles and things like that, each of those separate hits is counted as one of those hits. So that will affect.
So each roll on the location table is a hit.
Yeah.
So each cluster of 5 missiles is a hit. But again, that medium shield drops that by 5. So the more missiles that hit that shield, better off you are.
Right? Well, I think so. Yeah.
Because it just goes 5 points, 5 points, 5 points, 5 points, 18 times.
I can dig that.
And then you're just running and going, ah! Okay, so that's inactive. You protect the arm it's mounted on, and it applies a +1/2 hit modifier to any attacks made using that arm. So if you've got weapons in that arm, they're made, the weapon attacks are made at a +1/2 hit modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the simple version. Passive defense mode is where you aren't really like actively trying to block things, but you're kind of keeping your shield close to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're only defending that arm and the front side torso adjacent to that arm. So again, if you've got a medium shield on your left arm, I'm left-handed, leave me alone. It's that arm and your left torso that are protected. Okay? And again, any damage that comes into those protected locations, that hits those protected locations, is reduced by the DA and then takes 1 off the DC. Weapons and equipment protected by a shield in passive defense mode can be used in the same turn, but at a +2 to hit modifier. So if you have weapons on your left arm or on your left torso, you can use them, but at a +2.
Yeah.
Okay?
So bring your pulse lasers.
Bring your pulse lasers, yeah. We'll get into pulse lasers at some point. There's a lot of weapons. So shield in this mode can also deliver a special attack called a shield bash. As long as no other weapons in the shield arm were used in the weapon attack phase, you can do a shield bash attack using the modifier that's listed for the size of shield you're carrying. It does... Wait, I knew this. Attacks as a physical weapon, uses the hatchet's ability to use the punch or kick, so you can add a +4 and then pick punch or kick, and it does damage equal to its current DA. Okay.
So that little buckler size one is 3 damage or something.
It's 3 damage, so you can do it at a -2, shield bash at a -2. You can choose to take an additional +4 to choose a location, and it'll do 3 points of damage. Easy peasy, bottom squeezy. Right.
So you probably, like the large, which does like 7 or something, it's probably a nicer choice.
Well, after a successful shield bash, the shield reduces its DC, but not its DA, its DC by 1 point. So you're using up uses of your shield by bashing people with it.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind.
So unlike Captain America, you can do it all day.
And it comes
this one is finite.
That would be cool. Can we get like a big mech-sized Captain America one that you can just fling at people and have it come back? Be like magnetic or some crap, I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Work on that, people. Okay, and the third and technically first mode is active defense. Now this is where you get something like your large shield, but any of them will work, and you are actively trying to protect that side of your body. You're like a knight going shield down.
We'll get a whole bunch of mechs, line them up like the Romans, and just...
Yeah, you do turtle down, basically, the turtle formation. But you are actively trying to stop things hitting that side, and that will cover that arm. It covers, well, basically it covers everything except the rear center torso, the side torso, front and rear that's opposite that arm, and the opposing arm and leg. Okay, everything else is covered by your shield.
Yeah, that's
okay, which is really cool. That's that entire left side for my example. If you've got a shield in your left arm, it protects your left arm, your left leg, your left torso, your center torso, and your rear left torso. So all of that is covered by a shield. Any of those locations a hit goes through the shield, which is cool.
So what you need to do is get one of those and set yourself up in partial cover.
Yeah, because that ignores leg hits. that only leaves front and rear right torso and right arm.
And then, like Captain America, you can do that all day.
Till that arm gets blown off and it transfers to your center torso and you explode.
Can you get someone else to like overlap? They could just stand and put their shield in front.
Two shields.
Two shields. Oh, that's an option too, I suppose.
Yep. Walk forward a few foot and...
Oh, interesting.
Until it blows up, and we'll get to that in a second. So that it covers all of those, which means they all have to go through the shield. So each one, let's say you're using a large shield this time, every single one of those locations that takes a hit from a weapon or from a cluster reduces it by 7 for a large shield. And that's cool.
I think a SRM carrier would probably make short work of a shield, don't you think?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just rules.
I was thinking of ways around this, and that's basically the one that I came up with, is lots and lots of small missiles.
Little machine guns.
Yep.
Piranhas
Anything like
unload.
that. It doesn't matter if you are actually getting through. What you're trying to do is break the shield.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do is hit it, and it drops. We'll show you that in a sec. So weapons mounted in a shield protected location cannot be used in the same turn the shield is protecting them in active defense mode. So that whole side of your body, you cannot use weapons or equipment that's on that side. Okay, before you had a plus to your mods, but now you can't use them at all. And you can't execute a physical attack that involves a protected location. So you can't punch with that arm, you can't kick with that leg.
No.
Yeah, and that's active. You've also got a mobility modifier. So your large shield, -1 to your movement points, and you cannot jump with a large shield. Medium is -1 to your movement points, and a small one you're allowed to run around however you want. Now, the important part is that shields are primarily used to defend against most weapon and physical attacks. They can't protect against damage caused by a successful death from above, charge, mines, damage from buildings, falls, heat effect damage, and they have no effect on floating criticals scored against locations being protected.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you know when you roll a double 1 on the location table and you get center torso with a chance for a critical, shield doesn't protect that. Won't do any damage, but the critical goes through. Okay, so yeah. When it's used to defend a location against an attack, subtract the shield's current DA from the attack damage and apply any remaining points to the hit location protected by the shield. Damage that does not strike a shield is resolved normally. Regardless of whether or not damage penetrates the shield reduces its DC by 1. So, every time you're hit in any of those locations and you use the shield, DC goes down by 1.
Well, the shield, you will use it, I guess, because it's there. So it will apply to it. You don't really get a choice.
Yeah.
Which is, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So, as we said, weapons with the cluster hit table regard every cluster as a separate hit against the shield. Critical hits to the shield subtract 1 from DA and 5 from DC. While hits to the actuators of the arm mounting a shield subtract 1 from DA and 1 from DC. And double for the shoulder, so 2 and 2.
Okay. Yeah, so it's harder to use it, to move it, to block with it. It basically, it's becoming useless.
Yeah, it slowly but surely gets whittled down to nothing.
Yeah.
And once its DC or DA reach 0, either one, it doesn't have to be both, so either of those numbers get to 0, it's no longer effective in combat, but continues to impose movement modifiers until all of its critical slots are destroyed.
Yeah.
Or the shield carrying arm is destroyed and blown off. You're not allowed to put it down. I think they should make one that you can put down. But there you go.
But still.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways that it can be damaged. There's a lot of ways that it can be removed or get in the way, and it stops you making shooting attacks. But if you're getting like obliterated by awesomes every time you play a game with your mates, take one with a large shield. Their PPCs go from doing 10 points to doing 3 points.
Yeah.
And you've got 25 shots, basically. Unless they start getting through and getting criticals.
Which is also possible.
But
still, that's really good. I mean, if you're like a support unit at the backs, like your catapult, for example, if you could fit something like that on there, that would be gold.
Yeah,
that'd be gold.
You can give one of them to an archer or something like that.
Yeah. Actually, that would suit an archer too.
But that gives you the dilemma is that something like a large shield, if you put that into active defense mode and you are trying to stop things coming in, then that whole side of your body you can't shoot with. And I'm pretty sure the archer has 2 medium lasers and an LRM-20 rack on that side.
Yeah.
So you've effectively halved your ability to damage the enemy. But it's coming in and going, ping.
It's that's right. It's blocking the damage. So
that's what I mean. If you get a solidly armored little mech that's got a large shield and a decent move rate, and you just move, because you declare this at the end of the movement phase, okay? So you can move normal speed, given the mobility modifiers on the table there, but you can move at normal speed. So you move up with your -1 movement point if you're taking a big shield, move up, boom, and the awesome goes blam, 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 and it goes ping, ping, ping. And then you move up and it goes boom, blam, blam, blam.
Get within that minimum range.
And then you move up and you go boosh, and he shoots you in the face. But that's not the point.
No, it's not.
You can do it.
The point is that a locust could really benefit from a shield. Really
benefit
I mean,
from
he
a
could
shield.
safely take a medium, which drops his movement point by 1.
Oh,
so he's
dear.
still like 7-11 movement. But just the longevity of that little mech would be much higher.
Yeah, nice.
So that's shields.
Yeah,
So-
that's shields. I reckon they're cool.
Yeah.
I like them.
I mean, okay, so Solaris designs, ideas, here we go. So, obviously, a shield, you'd want that.
Yeah.
Spikes, you'd want.
I would do shield, spikes. I get like a medium shield, spikes, and a mace
And
or a
mace.
hatchet.
Yeah, you like your hatchets.
I like my hatchet. And I mean, you could always take a flail, because that's for hilarity.
True.
And there's nothing to say that you can't put a physical attack weapon on the arm with the shield. It doesn't take up a hand location necessarily. So
No.
you could have a mace or a lance or something like that on that arm as well. And you could load up with physical weapons and shields and spikes and all sorts of cool stuff and just go nuts. That would be groovy.
But imagine that's probably really expensive CB.
Yes, it would be. Yeah. I think that would probably be bad.
All right.
Oh dear.
So that's our look at physical weapons. So
Yep.
oh no, have we got?
We've got
Vibroblades?
Vibroblades.
We did talk about blades before.
Yeah. So I think Vibroblades. Yeah. So shall we do Vibroblades just quickly?
Let's just do Vibroblades.
Okay.
Why not?
So
Why not?
it's basically the same as a sword of the same type,
Yeah.
right? So it delivers the attacks the same fashion, same modifiers as a sword, but when a vibro sword attack is delivered, the attacker must declare whether it's active or deactivated.
Okay.
So when it's active, it generates heat regardless of success and delivers the same damage regardless of the wielder's size, use of special mimers or actuated damage or anything like that. So it becomes a heated blade, basically.
That's handy.
So you don't have to rely on your ability to push it into things. It just goes
Yep.
like that.
It's like a lightsaber.
Yeah. When it's deactivated, it delivers damage equal to 1 plus the mech's tonnage divided by 10. 1 plus the mech's tonnage divided by 10. So the same as a sword. And then it's modified by TSM and all the other stuff. That's basically it. You either use it as the vibro blade, so it's generating heat and it's going like hot knife through butter, or you use it as a sword and you just hit things with it.
Okay.
And it depends on your size and the size of the guy and what sort of damage you've taken as to which one you use.
Still, it's nice to have options because
Yeah.
the sword itself, I kind of like the sword.
I'm
Just
sure you do.
just to have the what? Well, I'm not going to go all. Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to go all Japanese warrior with it and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Hatchet.
but I mean, a neck two to hit with it is quite nice.
Yep.
I have to admit.
It's pretty
With a
cool.
hit.
But yeah, so with the addition of that snippet on vibroblades, we are now done with physical attack weapons. So hopefully we can move into weapons now.
Ooh.
So when we say PPC, you'll know what the hell we're talking about.
All right. Well,
Oh dear.
so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your comments if you have any questions or whatever. If, there's, if you've had any experience using any of these that we've gone over in the videos, we'd like to hear how you went.
If this is the first one you're watching, go back and watch the others because we don't want to have to do it twice. All good?
Well, that's it. All good. All right.
good.
Thank you.
Bye guys.
Bye.